upon their arrival was almost unspeakable.
We thought all evil in some form or another. I'm not guilty.
The dead won't bother you. It's the living you gotta worry about.
If I couldn't keep them there with me whole, at least I felt that I could keep their skeletons.
Hello, and welcome to the Bad Taste Crime Podcast. I'm Rachel.
I'm Vicky.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Dude, there's snow outside.
Dude, there was last time we...
I know, but there's still snow. Breaking news, there's still fucking snow outside.
Yeah.
And it is white and cold.
It's cold as hell.
I have a dog that I don't know. I mean, I told you guys, I got a dog this year. Yay! I've never had a dog before.
Like months ago.
Well, but I've never had a dog before, and she's never had a people before. So we're both figuring it out as we go. And we haven't experienced snow together. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. She's had like a tumultuous past. So I don't know if she's like seen it before. I think she was kept inside a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know how you're going to react. So I let her out this morning, kind of thinking like maybe she won't go out, but she was playing and rolling around.
I was going to say, you're going to have to wait until there's like an actual like substantial amount.
Yeah, and see how she
of snow.
reacts. I'm going to have to like put a little like path in my yard so she can, but she was like, hell
one for poops,
yeah.
one for peas.
Oh my God, that's so smart.
They'll never know.
No, she won't. I'm just imagining like the train like switching the track. Like,
Yeah.
This is the pee route.
I need
This
you
is
to
the
tell
poo
me
route.
if you're going to poop or pee, and then we'll decide.
2 barks for poo, 1 bark for
Yeah,
pee.
you need to get some of those buttons that let the dog.
I love those videos.
You gotta do that. You gotta train her.
I
mean,
want
it
to
takes
do
effort.
that. Yeah.
It takes some effort, but
See, I feel like since we're both like intros, like she was a puppy mill dog and like all this stuff, so she doesn't know how to live in a house.
Yeah.
And I've never had a dog, so I'm like, I feel like we're figuring it out together.
sure,
You know?
sure,
So I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know how to do the buttons either. So that's like a whole new
I don't know what
component.
these buttons mean.
I can get her to get up on the couch. I can get her to sit down.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
pretty good.
happy with our progress.
That's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good. Well, we have a great episode for you guys.
Yes.
But we are going to start.
Do you want to
Words
start
are
that
hard.
over?
Start by heading over to the newsroom.
Okay.
Unfit to breathe, our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad.
This week, we are getting our news again from the BBC. This time, we're talking about a tourist that stole a skull
Okay.
from...
Like out of someone's head.
No.
Yoink.
No. So this is in Austria, I think.
Okay.
Or Germany.
They're close together.
Nope. Vienna.
Okay.
Sorry.
I thought you were saying nope. I'm like, I think
Vienna.
they're next to each other.
They are... No. I think they are right all there, but it's Vienna.
Okay.
So a
like their
package
sausages.
a package was sent to Vienna's St. Stephen's Cathedral, and when they opened it, they found a skull inside.
Ooh.
What happened is a gentleman
Happy
in
Halloween.
northern Germany
Okay.
sent it to them saying that he had stolen it as a young tourist about 60 years before, and he wanted to give it back.
He's like, help, my family and I have a horrible curse.
He said he had taken it while he was on a guided tour of the catacombs beneath St. Stephen's, which contains the remains of about 11,000 people buried during the 18th century.
Yeah.
But he wrote a letter where he talks about as he's coming to the end of his life, he wants to sort of clear his guilty conscience of some things. And so he decided part of making peace was returning the skull. What?
Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the idea of it like haunting him like all these years. It's like back in a closet, like, return me.
Yeah, right.
Return
Yeah.
the slab.
They do say they're not sure who it is, like the skull.
Because they just like have them like piled down there, don't they?
Right. And it has since been reinterred. They're
How did he
talking
get
about
a whole skull out.
like
Did he put it in his rucksack?
I don't.
Did he put it in his butt? Like, how did he get it out of there? That's like crazy. Like, he must have put it in like his suitcase, but like a skull is so large. Like, you could have taken like a finger bone, dude.
I know.
Why'd you take a whole skull? Were you playing Hamlet?
So Franz Zettner, who was the guy who received the package on, on behalf of the cathedral.
He's like, this isn't my Amazon package.
Well, he says to the BBC, he said, after his clarification of the matter, it was touching that someone would wish to make amends for an act of youthful exuberance. Also, that he had carefully preserved the skull over the years, even though it was not according to the rules, instead of carelessly getting rid of it.
Okay.
So it does not seem to me that they are like, they're looking to like bring this guy to justice or whatever. Clearly, it's
That's
not.
actually like really sweet that they're like, "Aw, like thank you for taking care of him."
Right? Yeah,
you know
and
what?
that he didn't just like toss it or sell it at a garage sale.
Maybe the ghost attached to the skull was like, "Thank you for the vacation. I've been down below that catacomb for like 400 years.
Right?
Boring as hell." He was probably like, "Take me out.
Yes,
I want to experience Buffalo Wild Wings."
I do just love that's like. As I come to the end of my days,
I have one regret.
I have
Return the skull
that I stole this skull
to the magical plinth from whence I stole it.
That's one regret
funny.
is I forgot to cure my bonitis. Anyway,
I'll give you bonus.
We're gonna move along to Netflix and Kill. This week we're talking about The Perfect Neighbor.
Oh yeah,
relatively new. Have you watched this yet?
No, but I saw like the thing for it.
Yo,
is it crazy?
First of all, you would really like it because the entire thing is all police body cam footage, security footage, interrogation footage.
I do love that.
There is not a single like sit down interview with somebody in front of the camera. It's all investigation footage.
You know
from
me
this
so
whole
well.
thing. I know. I was like, Rachel would love this.
It's my favorite.
There's in the aftermath of what happens, there's some like taped interviews that they use as sort of like an overlay. So they'll be like showing footage and having these taped interviews. That's about as close as they get to having like
I like
actual
that.
interviews. But it's all pretty much police cam footage until towards the end. So what this is a film about essentially neighborly disputes. In
very common
Ocala, Florida.
Okay.
This woman, Susan Louise Lawrence, I believe, moves in on this block of a bunch of families, basically. And she's living in like a rented townhouse situation or like a duplex kind of
condo.
Yeah. So she moves in and then there starts to be all these disputes because she doesn't like that the kids are outside screaming and playing, and she keeps claiming that they're playing on her yard and it's private property.
Old bag.
And is like constantly calling the cops on these kids and these families, saying she's being harassed, and things start escalating where it's like, they came over here and they told me they were going to beat the shit out of me.
Oh shit.
The neighbors are alleging, they're like, she's always like this. They're alleging that she's like taking somebody's iPad or like throwing stuff or like there was a time where they said, you know, the kids are over playing. There's like a connected side yard between her complex and the place next door. And the guy next door is like, yeah, I don't care if the kids come over because it's like sort of like a big open lot.
Right.
But they were making sure to put up signs on like the property line to not cross or whatever. So they'd be over there playing.
Oh, so they wouldn't be like in her yard.
Right.
Right.
And there were times where like every 7 or 8 minutes from inside of the house, she was setting off the alarm on her truck and being like, they're trying to break into my truck.
Oh my God.
You know, like this kind of thing.
There's always some miserable bitch.
And they call her the Karen. They're like, she's the Karen.
Girl, get a hobby.
It goes like this for a while.
Yeah.
Escalation. And finally on June 2nd, 2023, Susan shoots another of the neighbor, Ajika Owens, and she does end up dying.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately. And I will say,
a kid
caution.
or an adult?
It's the mom of one of the kids.
Oh my gosh.
And it's her son was there with her. They have video of responding to the scene of the shooting. So I will say it's very distressing.
Very intense,
So just
yeah.
like be careful. But like
Absolutely.
it's footage of this child being like, is my mom okay? They have to call his dad because like his parents are separated. So
Right.
they have to call his dad to come get him. And
Oh
they
my
like
God.
tell the dad that she died on the way to the hospital. And he
Like,
has to
over
then tell his
fucking
son.
nothing.
And like, yeah, it's crazy. And there's like videos of the aftermath because she basically doesn't get arrested right away because there is an investigation into whether it lands under Florida's stand your ground laws,
Right.
or whether they were going to charge her with murder,
Right.
or
Which those laws
whatever,
are insane.
yeah, whatever it happens to be. So there was like an she got convicted of manslaughter at
Okay.
the end of it. She does get charged and convicted of manslaughter, but she doesn't
Okay.
get arrested right away. So they're like, you probably shouldn't stay at the house because the neighbors are all pissed off and like
Yeah.
people are yelling and harassing her as which fair, but like
she
she's
murdered
like
somebody.
right, and she's just like out walking free.
Right.
There's also this aspect to it as she is a white woman, and the woman she killed is one of her black neighbors. It was somewhat diverse neighborhood,
old
so like
lady.
yeah. So anyway,
Tale as old as time.
yeah, even in the interrogations, they're talking about like, is there anything that we would find that would cause us to believe that you were racist? And
Right.
she's like, what are you getting at? And they're like,
It seems
if
pretty obvious.
If we look at your computer, are we
Right.
gonna find searches for stand your ground laws?
Is
And
Fox News installed
Yeah.
on your TV?
yeah, it's just an interesting.
Yeah.
It was good.
Right.
I do love the storytelling through
Okay.
the video, like that concept for a documentary, like just like strictly using police cam, interrogation
Yeah,
cam,
I like that
security
too.
cam, like in chronological order as things are happening.
Yes.
Like I like that.
Me too.
That I think is very interesting because it gives you the probably as close as you can to the real perspective on.
That's what I like.
It's not a biased anything.
Right. It's just what it is.
Here's what happened.
Yep.
And I like that.
Me
a
too.
lot. I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Yes.
It's wild because again, like things just like escalated very, very quickly.
Yeah.
But it is hard to watch. I
Yeah.
will tell you that.
Oh, poor kid.
So, but you can check that out. It's called The Perfect Neighbor. It's on Netflix. Not to be confused with like, I think there's like an ID series or something called that. I'm not
I was
sure,
going to say
but
there
yeah.
is a series, The Perfect
Yeah.
Neighbor.
Yeah, not
No,
that
this
one.
is a Netflix movie.
This is a Netflix thing. Yeah. This is that part of the show where we say content may not be appropriate for all listeners.
May not.
Rachel, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, I was going to say mine has some murder, but it's
It's
not
all
like
murder.
super
I don't
crazy.
remember what I picked. Oh, yeah.
Where are we?
You're going to hate
What
mine.
are we doing? Oh, great. Great. I think mine's interesting.
Oh, gosh.
So my topic, I actually picked this case because I was looking at like an article full of like old photographs, like, oh, interesting old photographs. And I saw this picture of this beautiful, beautiful woman with a horse. Now, fun fact, I'm so scared of horses. So I was like,
Yeah.
ew, gross, disgusting.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, she's really pretty. Like when I first saw her, I thought that she was like Lauren Bacall. Like I was like, oh, this has
Okay.
got to be like a celebrity. And then I was like, what is this? And I started looking into it, and her story is so fascinating
Okay.
that I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna do this one.
Okay.
So let me start my spiel here with a howdy. Howdy, true crime enjoyers. Today, our topic takes us to the 28th state. Way up here in Illinois, there is literally, I would say for the like 100th time today, there's snow on the ground. I'm wearing layers. I just ordered a pack of long johns that I can wear under my clothes because I'm a very cold little girl. So maybe picking this topic with this location, I was thinking hopefully of warmer days.
Okay. I mean, they get snow down there now, too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. That's when their economy goes to shit. They
Oh,
lose power.
yeah, that's
and-
right.
Yeah. Not the economy,
do.
the like infrastructure.
Right,
like
right. The electrical
roadways
grid
and stuff.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot they do get that. That is
Just
true.
recently this
is
has started.
true.
It's not a lot, but
Fucking
it happens.
global woman.
It happens.
They say the stars at night are big and bright deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeehaw.
They used to play that song in my old work.
Of course
like
they did.
100 times a day.
Of course they did. Have we talked about what you used to do
I used
You
to
don't have
work.
to name it, but you can describe it.
Well, it's gone now,
Yeah,
but I
that's true.
used to work at we have a local, we talk a lot about like we're Midwestern girls and we kind of live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like our hometown at least is like,
this was one of the things that
pretty
our
remote.
hometown was known for.
yeah, like people like outside would know, whereas there's really nothing else
Yeah.
of note. But there was a theme park that's been there since like the early 70s that just recently closed that was a Wild West themed theme park.
It was called Wild West Town.
Wild West Town. And there's probably video.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually definitely
You can
videos of
definitely
me
Google
on the internet.
Wild West and Donley's Wild West Town.
Yup, and there's tons of videos and pictures, and you could probably see me
Yeah.
falling off buildings and shooting
Yeah.
guns. So there was like it was a theme park with like rides and attractions for the kids in a museum.
Yeah.
But there was a theater inside the theme park, and that's where I mainly worked doing stunt shows.
Yeah.
Let me flex a little bit. The
I was
guy who drove all of the cars in Batman Begins, the stunt guy, taught me how to do stunt work.
Nice. Back when we were more limber.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm like, I couldn't do a somersault to save my
There's
life now.
literally no way. And I
I
think
wouldn't be
about
able to
all
get
that
off the
stuff.
ground.
Like, and I was like not that impressive.
Yeah.
But like looking back, I'm like, how did I like falling off of the roof and doing like a barrel roll and like being alive? That would kill me.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
just make like the Lego blocks noise and all of my bones would break.
No kidding.
And that would be it.
Weirdly enough, I worked at the only other attraction that our town is known for.
I know.
The Illinois Railway Museum.
Right.
Which-
so we both have these like theatrical jobs.
Which was like literally right down the street.
Which I just went to for the first time like a couple months ago. I had somehow never gone there.
That'd be a good thing for your boys though.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
they
at
were
the age
freaking
where they would fucking love that.
trains. Yeah, it was. They were going bonkers.
But that
in
is like
Yonkers.
world renowned. so.
Yeah, there's been like movies shot there and stuff. One of the
There
Transformers
has.
was shot there.
One of the Transformers, there was some of those episodes of one of the before it was what is it? Emergency Chicago or
Chicago. That's all of the people that I worked with at Tonley's. A lot of them
Yeah.
are on Chicago Fire, Chicago
Yeah,
Med.
it was like one of those shows
All of those.
before it was all of them combined, whatever they call it.
And now it's like the big Chicago amalgamation. There's like a million of
the
them.
Chicago Blab.
It's like that Yellowstone thing where it's like 700 shows.
Ugh.
That show looks so stupid.
Everyone's like, watch Yellowstone, and I'm like, no.
It just seems like Republican
it's
court
just
to
not really
me.
my agreement. No, I've heard it's good. I have heard it's good from people who are not.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it is. It's just not really my jam.
I'm just like, okay.
It's not really my jam.
That's
Yeah.
just
Anyway.
not- doesn't look interesting. So this story definitely has its share of stars. Today we're going to be talking about beloved Texan socialite Joan Robinson Hill.
Okay.
And that was my topic, was just Texas murders.
Okay.
Because this story has a lot to do with like the location. The location is very relevant. This is a very like Texas story. They say everything's bigger in Texas. This is a big ass, crazy ass story. What's
Yeah.
that? Who's that on Saturday Night Live? This story has everything. Bill Hader.
Yes.
This club has everything.
Yes.
It has vampires. It is this story has everything. It has
Okay.
big money, big cars, big problems, and big horses.
Sounds like my life.
Especially the big horses, giddy up.
Yes.
And at the end, there is an extra special bonus murder just for you.
Okay.
So this is a little bit of an older one. Joan was born in Houston, Texas in 1931. And at first, her beginnings were less than glamorous. Her mother was unmarried. And again, this is 1931. So she was pretty quickly surrendered to like the local sort of adoption agency.
Okay.
Which gang.
Gang, gang.
But don't spend too long feeling sorry for Joan, as her new daddy, Davis Ashton Ash Robinson, he always went by Ash, was a goddamn oil baron.
Okay.
He-
Which is very lucrative in Texas, to be fair.
Very, like big old Texas oil baron. He had made a delightful fortune with Texas's famous black gold, and he and his wife, Rhea, who was unable to have biological children, decided to adopt the, at the time, 1-month-old baby, Joan.
Okay.
Who was probably like, hell yes.
Yeah, as a 1 month old.
It's like being adopted by like a king.
Yeah.
I feel like he had so much money.
Right.
So you work with like a lot of like rich people. A lot
I
of your
do.
like bosses and stuff are like fancy schmancy. You work in like a fancy part of the area.
Yeah.
What's
Our office is in like the bougie part of town.
very bougie. So I went to like a mall there and I was
Yeah.
like, this is like,
I'm across the street from that mall.
I was like, I texted her. I was like, this is the fanciest mall I've ever been to.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you're right across from me. I was
Yep.
like, oh my God,
Yep.
you rich hoe.
Yeah.
So what?
You'd think so, but no, that is not how it works. Definitely not how it works.
Not yet.
Not yet.
What is, so you think of like rich people activities, right? Like I think in our last episode, we were talking about rich people doing like clay pigeon shooting. What would be like another sport that you look at and you're like, that's a rich people thing?
Polo?
Polo is a big thing. Yep. Water polo.
for sure. No, not water polo. Horse polo.
Well,
Horse
that's,
polo.
that's the thing. So not polo, but horses.
Yeah.
Riding horses.
I would think that's what-
equestrianarianism.
Equestrian, yep, equestrian.
Yes.
I do really enjoy watching equestrian at the Olympics, but with the knowledge that all of them are really rich. But it's
That's
great.
true.
It's fucking horse dancing. It's the best.
I would have a panic attack.
It's the best.
I would
You
actually
gotta
throw
watch
up.
it this year.
No,
dude.
I literally
We are
can't.
less than 100 days from the Olympics.
I'll watch the
Winter
Olympics.
Olympics. So you have
So
2
fun.
years
Yeah.
to prepare for the Summer Olympics, and we'll watch the equestrian.
No. No.
Yeah.
I'll barf.
It's great.
Ew,
That's
horses
fine.
are so
I'll give
scary.
you a bucket.
I have
We'll watch
a
it.
lifelong. I was literally just talking to my like biological parents about this, and I was like, so in our past, did anyone own like a glue factory? Because I love every other animal, but horses scare me so bad.
Oh my God.
And you know, like I'm an idiot. Like I
Yeah.
am very much that girl who, if there's like a big scary bear,
Yeah.
like I'll be like, oh, I pick it up, I hold it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not scared.
Yeah.
If it's a snake, as long as it's not like a cobra, I'll pick it up. I'm not scared.
Dude, I had to kick a squirrel off of my leg like 3 weeks. I forgot to tell you guys about this.
Wow, the
but I had
dating
a-
scene is crazy.
I had a squirrel crawl up my leg randomly like 4 weeks
Where
ago.
the fuck were you?
I was smoking a cigarette in my car with my door open.
You were like, I was up a
and it
tree.
like crawled. It crawled
were
up
in
and
your
up my
car?
Yeah, I was sitting with my legs propped up on the like ledge of the door, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
and it literally like crawled under my car and then
No.
tried to crawl in my car, but instead of crawling in my car, it crawled on my leg. And I was like, the fuck is that? And I kicked it off and I looked at it and it turned around and looked at me like I was in the
bitch.
wrong. And I took my keys and I jingled at them and
Yeah.
he ran off. Because that's what you're supposed to do. Pro tip. Like
I
you
didn't
see,
know that.
If you see like a raccoon or something, if you jingle your keys at them, they'll
it
run
scares
off.
them.
Yeah, it scares
Oh,
them
okay,
off.
that makes sense.
So just
Pro
sometimes I'll
tip.
walk through the parking lot at night and I'll be jingling. My keys. There's fucking raccoons everywhere. Anyway, this is a total sidebar, but yes, that happened to me, and I had a little very surface scratch, like you get from like a kitten crawling up your
Oh my
leg, you know, very
God.
surface. So I then had to Google like, do squirrels carry rabies? Is this something I should worry about? And everyone was pretty much like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, you'll
So
probably
I
be
wasn't too, and obviously I'm fine. I still
Yeah.
have my legs. So anyway. Forgot about that. Yeah.
You come in with one leg.
This
like,
is a
oh,
week
yeah.
after I was doing the exact same thing with my door open and a bird flew directly into my car door.
Okay, maybe you need to commune
I didn't.
with
No, I
nature.
didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. I don't want
nature's
this.
knocking.
Apparently,
Knocking,
I want to
knocking.
stay inside.
Nope.
Stop
well, then the
it.
outside is coming to you.
No, I don't want it.
Let's go hiking.
No. It's winter outside, as you said at the top of the show.
Let's drive somewhere warm.
Absolutely
and go
not.
hiking.
That sounds like something somebody says to you before they murder you. Let's go hiking.
Listen.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of smoking a joint in a unique location. That's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah, in this deserted forest with no one
Ooh,
around.
Yeah. Ooh, spooky.
Murdery! Mark my words. If someone's going to murder me, it's Rachel.
No, it's not. Can you imagine us playing in court?
Yeah,
They
I
probably
know.
Play our
That's why
clip
I'm
where we
saying
talk
it now
about
to get it on the
cocaine and a
record.
dick.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the court will be like, what
Yeah.
the fuck were they talking about?
Yeah.
So if I were rich, I certainly would not be a horse rider. That would not be what I would do. I feel
Okay.
like sailing, that's like so cool.
Okay.
Big boat.
like actually sailing or like yachting?
Like yachting.
Okay, that's like
not
luxury
like
sailing.
celebrity like sex work yachting, but like yachting like on a yacht.
No, like below deck yachting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, below deck.
Yeah, but that's not sailing. That's yachting.
That's fine.
That's different.
I can call myself I'll buy the hat. I'll be like, I'm a fucking sailor.
ridiculous.
But Joan was braver than me, as by the age of 5, it actually said she started riding horses. Like she was already on horseback by the age of 3, which
Okay.
as the mother of a 4-year-old, I like, no way. No
Yeah.
way, that's crazy. But, it's 30s.
I also feel like if you're a family that does that, like it's just in the family
like
and you grew up
normal.
with that, that's not as weird.
Yeah,
That's not
totally.
as weird.
But it's
Because
just
you
me.
probably grew up doing it at 3 or 4 years. Like
Right.
if you're teaching your kids that way, you probably
Right.
are doing it.
They're like,
pretty
hey,
much,
whatever.
yeah.
And like, they're used to it.
that.
I get it too, but
I
I'm
get that.
thinking of my favorite
No,
child.
I also understand that too. Yeah.
So she was not only riding the horses, being around the horses, but she was winning awards. I read an article that said pretty much every race or competition she would get into as a child, she was taking, if not first place, then second. Like she was just smashing. She was so good at this. And not only did she love the sport, but she loved the animals. She treated her horses very, very well. They were like part of the family. They all had really sweet, like cute names. Were all treated very, very well. So her love of horses would last her whole life long. Unfortunately, her romantic relationships wouldn't be quite as stable.
Okay.
It's a horse joke. Horses live in stables. She would end up, while she was, we're jumping ahead a little bit here to where she was at Fancy Rich Girl College. When she was at Fancy Rich Girl College, where she was kind of like an average student, it definitely seemed like they focused a lot on her like social life, but not a lot on her academics. So I think Girly Pop just wanted to have fun.
Sure,
Her dad's
sure.
an oil baron. You don't have to study.
No.
For what? Like, I'm not saying
For
she
oil.
didn't, but she didn't have to.
Nah.
And
you
was
just have
like,
cotillions to go to. And,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, little scandalous, when she was at college, she ended up getting married and divorced twice before the age of 20.
Just at college?
Yeah, before the age of 20.
Wow, okay.
Yep. One to like a tennis star, kind of like a flashy guy, and then one to like a childhood friend.
Okay.
And they were both very quick. They weren't like anything crazy. It doesn't seem like there was any abuse. It was just, I think that she was kind of trying to like rebel a little bit, maybe get away from daddy a little bit, because although her parents, Ash and Rhea, very well off, obviously she was treated extremely well. In fact, a childhood friend remarked that a Tsarina would not have been as well taken care of. Like she was truly like a little princess. She was so pampered and spoiled. But her parents were also like kind of controlling.
Yeah.
So I think that she was trying to piss her dad off.
Sure.
So when she was at Fancy Girl College, her dad, there was like a hotel nearby. He like bought wings of the hotel so that him and his mother and her mother could stay there and keep an eye on her.
Gotcha.
So your parents
That kind
are
of
literally, hunkered up in the Hilton up the street, keeping an eye on you. I'm sure she's out getting married.
Oh, sure.
She's out fucking
Sure.
around.
Yeah.
Each marriage lasted only like 6 months. So
Sounds about right.
So she's kind of trying to like do her own thing.
Yeah.
But both of these both of these marriages, it's heavily implied that her dad was the reason they broke up. Like he was like, no, darling.
That sounds like it would be right.
No, darling.
Yeah.
And there's even allegations that like he had like offered the men money like to go away.
Yeah.
A lot of that's like all rumor, but I believe it.
Okay. All right.
So she graduates college. She does her thing. She's out. And finally, she meets a man that she feels like daddy would approve of a little bit. Dr. John Hill, who when she met him, he was one of the city's leading plastic surgeons.
Okay.
In Texas. So like his whole thing was he had gone to school to be a doctor. He had wanted to be like a surgeon, but that area was so congested, just like surgeons underfoot. Can't even walk a block without running into a surgeon. So
Right.
he decided, he looked into it and there weren't a lot of plastic surgery clinics. So he figured he could make the most money
What year is
becoming
it?
a plastic
what
surgeon.
What time period is this?
So this is like the 50s. They were married 1957.
Okay.
So around the 60s. So plastic surgery was newer, especially in America, but it was an up and coming thing. So
But I also feel like when it started happening, it was
boomed.
like quickly
Huge.
adopted by the rich. Because obviously they were the ones who could afford it. But like it was a very
Right.
quick.
it was like,
Yeah.
we like this.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted Mar-a-Lago face.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he wanted to be like a big doctor. He wanted to be like a heart surgeon, ended up doing this plastic surgery thing, which is interesting because it seemed like he had a big passion for heart surgery. And then it's like, oh, you're just going to take that for more money. It's not like heart surgeons don't make any money,
Right.
So it's, I think, a little revealing about his personality and what was important to him.
Yeah.
That he would take that.
Yeah.
But it was successful in a way.
Yeah.
And I think it was good for him to get away from the surgery a little bit because he was kind of making some mistakes.
Okay.
So before he got married, kind of going into his like little doctor past a little bit, he was in this plastic surgery office, this like residency program, but he almost lost his medical license because he was doing a routine operation. He ended up perforating the client's bowel.
Ooh,
which
yikes.
like
That's bad.
That's bad.
That's
but, like,
real bad.
You're already in there.
Yeah.
Slap a thing on it.
Flex tape.
Right. Like again, the flex tape. What was that seal from the last one? Vulva seal.
Yeah.
Throw the vulva seal on it. But he, instead of being like, oopsie daisy, let me patch that up for you, he just stitched him up
Okay.
and was like,
Oh, just left that open? The perforation open? And
and then he died.
Of course.
The patient died.
Yeah, because that's wicked fucking bad to have holes in
Yeah,
your...
you're not supposed to have that.
No.
Yeah. Not good. So he got in trouble for that. And then I think it was all like money bullshit. Cause like you would think he would get fired, but they were like, nah, it's okay. So he completed his residency and got offered a partnership with another surgeon. And he was like, we should just start this up together. We'll start this like plastic surgeon thing together. We'll do it together. We'll make more money. It'll be great. But he was still kind of making mistakes. They were doing a jaw repair operation and part of the drill bit came off in the patient's face and was embedded in their face.
Yikes.
And again, instead of being
Accessory.
like whoopsie daisy,
Yeah.
he was like, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like he covered it up. And then when his partner was like, we're getting fucking sued because you
Right.
shouldn't leave drill bits in faces, he was like, I've been going through so much. Now he kind of
my
had
God.
his brother had committed suicide like right before. So he was like, I'm just feeling like so sad. And he was like, okay, when I'm
but then you
sad, I
shouldn't.
don't leave a drill bit in the face of a patient.
Yeah, but also if that's the case,
Asshole.
then you need to take time off.
Right. That's
And
the
not
thing.
be performing surgery.
Go to like whatever 60s therapy was. So you'd think that would come to the end of their partnership, right? Because obviously this guy is becoming a liability. He's
Right,
making all of these
right.
mistakes.
Yeah.
But the real thing that drove them apart was not malpractice, but annoyance, because Hill, despite like obviously like always doing medical school and wanting to be a doctor, his real passion in his heart was music. He wanted to, it's kind of the classic, Papa, I want to be a musician. No, you will be a doctor.
Yeah.
So you could tell that like his heart really wasn't in it and
Yeah.
he wanted to do music. But he was like, I can be a doctor and make money and then I can do music, which like, of course, that gives you more time to do your hobbies. Like,
yeah, I feel like a lot of
understandable.
people take that path too.
Yeah,
Like they want to
absolutely.
do the thing that's making them money and then be able to have time to do.
Right. And honestly, he could easily have done that, but
Yeah.
he was stupid. So he would get annoyed because he would be like, okay, you've got a surgery scheduled. He'd be like, I'm doing a music recital. Can you cover for me? So finally he was like,
Love that.
actually, we're literally not working together anymore because I don't want to hear your fucking trumpet anymore.
Yeah.
I do not want to hear it.
Yeah.
So they separated and then Hill made his own practice.
Okay.
So during this time, he met Joan. They were both big in like the social scene. So as you said before, I'm sure they met at some sparkling cotillion or whatever.
Right,
Some
right.
beautiful, Kentucky
Yeah, dinner
Derby, I don't know.
party or some shit.
So they immediately became this like beautiful it couple.
Okay.
Like I said, Joan is this absolutely beautiful, gorgeous girl. She actually got approached once when she was out shopping by like an MGM like rep.
Yeah.
But her dad said no. Like the guy was like, we're going to sign you to movies like today.
I know, because that's how they found actresses back in the
Yes.
day. They're like, you're pretty. You can be in the
come
films.
on over. And she did, when she was at college, she did like little like theater productions.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. But daddy said no.
Yeah.
So that was literally the end of that.
Awesome.
But she's this beautiful, gorgeous. He's handsome. He's this plastic surgeon, obviously rubbing elbows with all these rich people, fixing their noses. And so for the first like 6 years of their marriage, they were doing pretty good. They were living at the Daddy Oil Baron's on one of his properties, which was great because Joan got to be with her horses. And John was like, hey, I've got all of this room. I'm going to really focus on my music. I'm going to make this music room. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. So his like passion was this music. He played piano, he played tuba, he played trombone, he played recorder, he played flute. At this point, he was starting to focus too much on the music and not enough on the medicine. And Joan was starting to realize, it also seemed like her dad realized this a little more than she did, being like a business savvy man. He was like, hey, how come you're not at work? How come you're sitting at home playing piano?
Yeah.
How come you're not at work supporting my daughter?
Right.
And around this time, they had a son.
Okay.
They had their first and only child. So it was like, could you hold the fucking baby? Could you put the trombone down, actually?
Okay.
So he was like, okay, I'm just going to make like a room. I'm going to make this music room and then it won't bother anybody. And Ash, who was like sick of him, was like, okay, how much money do you need for the music room to get it out of my face? He's like, I just need like $10,000. He's like, that is chump change to me, the oil baron.
Sure.
So here's $10,000. By the end of the music room had cost over $100,000.
Oh my God.
And was not complete yet.
Everything gilded in gold.
He had a handmade Bosendorfer piano, which is the world's most expensive piano. Of
course it is.
He said, quote, I want the finest music room since Renaissance Italy.
Okay.
Which that's great if it's your money.
Yeah.
But it's not your money.
Right.
It's daddy's money.
Right,
And
right.
daddy was not pleased.
Yeah.
There were many reports of him going to the house and being like, I'm going to fucking kill you. Like, dude, what is your problem?
Don't blame him.
The room's sound system alone was $20,000.
Sounds about right.
Like double the amount that he got for the whole room.
Yeah.
So it was a big house, and Joan was doing her horse thing.
Yeah.
So it seemed like at first she was like, oh, pish posh, ha ha ha. But she started noticing more and more like, oh my God, I cannot get him out of there. And then she started talking to her dad and was like, he spent how much? He spent how much? Hello? Mm-hmm. She was quoted as confiding to a family friend, he doesn't care about me or our son or anybody else, only that goddamn music room. I wish we had never started building it.
Yeah.
So there's trouble in paradise, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the same time, she really needed his support because she had decided with her equestrian, because she rode horses herself, and she had also decided to open up a school. Unlike her husband, I mean, she used her dad's money, but she also used her own money. Like it did seem like she was trying to like support herself a little bit. But her school at the time was not doing super well. She had to spend a lot of time with her son and was trying to do this. So she's like, dude, I need your help and support. And he was like, do.
Yeah.
I'm playing music by myself.
Over there fifing.
So not good. Around this time, because he's like, I'm already in trouble, he's like, what if I had an affair? So he meets a thrice divorced mother of three. Again, this is 1968. This would not have been cool.
Right.
Thrice divorced harlot. Their sons had gone to summer camp together.
Okay.
So like summer camp pickup, he was like, oh, what's up? No ring on your finger. And she's like, yeah, I just got rid of the last one. He's like, great.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it? So they were romantically involved. And then all of a sudden, this dude is so immature. Instead of being like, hey, look, wife, things aren't going so good. Maybe we should go to like 60s couple counseling or something. He instead packed up his shit and left her a note for when she came home from her horses, like, hey, things are, quote, not good between us.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving.
Cool.
So she's
sounds about
freaking
right.
out, calling his work, calling his secretary. His secretary was like, I'm not allowed to talk to you. I'm so sorry. It was like so stressful. Daddy oil baron was like, this is not acceptable. Where is your husband? I'm hiring a private detective. And she's like, no, don't. Don't, dad. Butt out, dad. This whole time, I think that she could have easily like relied on her dad and been like, do all this for me.
Yeah.
She seemed to be very independent. She wanted, and
well, you
for
get to
better
a
or
certain
worse,
point where you're like, I
Right.
don't want to have to rely
Right.
on my parents.
And for better or for worse, it seemed like she wanted to fix it.
Right.
You know, she
Right.
was like, this is my husband. This is the father of my kid. He's dumb and he plays music, but I'm trying to fix it by myself. She was eventually able to, after a couple weeks of like begging him to come home, they were able to meet. He was like, yeah, I'm having an affair. They're trying to reconcile. Meanwhile, Daddy is hiring detectives to follow him around and is filing for divorce on her behalf.
Okay.
When she received the papers, she was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not getting divorced.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any of it. Daddy met him, tried to like beat the shit out of him, was screaming at him, my daughter, you know, blah, blah, blah. All of this crazy shit is happening, but they do end up reconciling in a way.
Yeah.
So it's like they're staying together for the kid. They're staying together for everything, but he is still with his mistress, this lady. This lady is beginning to say like, hey, music metaphor for you. I'm not playing second fiddle to no horse lady. I'm not doing that. I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that's crazy. So he's like, okay, well, since we're such a happy couple and everything's fine, wife, why don't you invite some of your friends over and we'll have just like a nice week together. So she invited her two friends, Diane Setagast and Eunice Woolen.
Okay.
Just hanging out at their big old fancy house. They had house guests all the time.
Sure.
They described how Hill was on his best behavior and had even, because he was normally like a dick.
Okay.
Very self-centered, like annoying rich guy. You know.
Yeah.
And
You know the type.
You know the type. And he brought in like a bunch of pastries. They were like, John, that is so nice. I think I'll have this one. He went, oh, no. This one's for you. This one's for you. And wife, this one's for you.
I made it special.
I made it so special with my rich man hands. Like they said it was like so weird. Like they were trying to be like, I want this one. He was like, no.
No, you might want it. You
but
don't
it's
get
not
it.
for you. Right. They also had like a big dinner that night in which it seemed that he was particularly involved with the creation of. Mm-hmm. So during this trip, this event with their friend staying with them is not going well. As they're trying to keep up appearances, they have this big fight because he's leaving one night to hang out with his friends. Mm-hmm. They get in a big altercation in the driveway. He's speeding off. She's laying in the driveway. And then all of a sudden, she starts feeling ill. Like her friends are like, man, you're so stressed out with your asshole husband. I'm sure you're not feeling well. And she's like, I don't know. And they're like, you better go to bed early.
Yeah.
She goes to bed early on Friday, March 14th. And the 15th, she had always been an early riser. She wakes up in like the afternoon. Her friends are like, girl, like what happened? She's like, you just tired? You weren't feeling well? And she goes, John gave me a pill and it really knocked me out.
Oh, God.
And they were like, okay, let's like go do rich people stuff. She's like, actually, I have to like barf out all of my barf.
Oh, boy.
So she is violently, horrifically ill.
Yeah.
And to the point where her friends were like, during, like, because they stayed the weekend and they were trying to be like, okay, come hang out with us. They're trying to sort of, they want to take care of her. Mm-hmm. But John had told them when she's sick, she does not like to be disturbed. She is like so embarrassed right now because she's throwing up and she's gross and, you know, all of this. So just kind of leave her alone. And again, it's this enormous mansion. So they're at one end and she's barfing on the other end. So they're like, okay, we're being cool by like giving her space, right?
Yeah.
But they start to get worried. So by Monday, when they're about to leave, they're like, well, let's go check on Joan and make sure that she's okay, see if she needs anything. Joan is in her bed, covered in vomit. Again, this is a beautiful, well put together woman.
Right.
Very stoic. She's covered in fecal matter. She's been soiling herself in her bed. She's so sick that she can't get up.
Yeah.
And they notice that she's wearing like the same clothes that she'd been wearing when it's like, well, I thought John was taking care of her.
Right.
No one's been taking care of her. She's like sitting in doo-doo.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? And they're
yikes.
looking, these are proper ladies, but they look and the fecal matter appeared to contain blood.
Oh, yikes.
So they have to like leave, but they're trying to figure it out. They run and get a maid and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Why is she so messy? You need to clean her up. And the maid starts noticing she picks her face up and Joan's face is turning blue.
Oh.
She runs to John and is like, you need to call an ambulance. She's like, she had a little bit of like medical knowledge and she was like, faces are not supposed to be blue. I feel. You should call an ambulance. Something's wrong. And he's like, no. And actually I have to go.
Oh.
So he like goes to
Sorry,
work.
I can't call 911 right now. I'm just on my way out.
Leaving.
You
So
caught
he's
me at a
like,
real bad
"Bye."
time.
And so he kind of like assures her in the moment, but then she's keeps checking
Don't worry,
on her
they
and is like,
always
"Oh my
get blue
God."
before they get better.
Right. Yeah, she's like, oh my God. You
It's
have
just part of the healing process.
and he's a doctor.
Oh
So
my
she
God,
was
true,
probably
yeah.
like, oh, okay. Like
God,
maybe,
yeah.
what does she know? You know, but she's trying to call,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's trying to call him and be like, which honestly, I get because he was so controlling, but I'm like, call her a fucking ambulance. They're like, can we
Right.
call an ambulance? I'm like, call the ambulance.
Yeah.
Her parents ended up coming over because they were like, we haven't heard from our daughter. When they saw her condition, they immediately called an ambulance.
Good.
And were like, fuck no.
Good.
She was semi-conscious. The description of her at the hospital is really, really sad.
Yeah.
So first of all, so now John turns up and is like, oh yeah, we're taking her to the hospital. And Oil Baron Daddy is like, yeah, we're going to take her to the best big hospital because they're in Houston. So he's like, we're going to take her to like Houston General,
Okay.
where the best people are. And he's like, no, being a doctor, I have like so much knowledge and I'm going to take her to this little tiny hospital. The hospital had no ER.
Yeah.
It had no like stomach pumping no intensive care unit.
Okay.
So it's just like a small town
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
This was such like a rinky-dink hospital that when they got her there, they like had her like in the wheelchair. They just put her in a room
Oh God.
and just kind of
Okay.
left her.
Okay.
And
cool.
that was it.
Love that. Great medical care.
When on the way up, she had told her mother in the car, I'm going blind. I
Yeah.
can't see. And her husband was like, oh man, you and your crazy migraines, you're just having blackouts. You crazy woman.
Could not possibly be
and she's
related
like, I got
to-
poop in my pants. Like, what's
God.
going on?
Yeah.
And this is where this really became a malpractice case because the nurse finally, after doing who knows what, went into the room to check on Joan. Joan is coughing up blood, is collapsed on the floor. The nurse calls the doctor to be like, hello. She's like, they don't know what's going on really because the husband is assuring them that everything is fine and
Right.
she isn't sick.
Yeah.
That she's just having a migraine. She's just having an episode.
Yeah.
So she's calling the doctor like, I don't really know what's going on, but she should not. Blood goes inside the body. I think.
Right. Right.
And the doctor, Dr. Walter Bertinot, who is friends with Mr. Hill, deferred to the husband instead of providing medical care and was like, oh, I know her socially. And her husband says she's like a little high strung and that he's like, what are her symptoms? And he's like, oh, she's just barfing a little bit. And he's like, influenza.
Yikes.
Oh, influenza. Silly
geez.
influenza.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. So he went into her room and gave her like some fluids and was like, okay, you probably have food poisoning. Now I think it's food poisoning. And then a few hours later, they're like, now we think it's septic shock.
Oh, cool.
So they're like, why don't we order blood cultures? And they're like, those blood cultures will
there
take
any left?
72 hours.
Yeah.
Right. She's coughing it all out.
Right.
Then her kidneys are failing. Then she's not passing urine.
Oh,
So she's
God.
just getting worse and worse and worse. So all they know how to do is just keep giving her IV fluids because
Yeah.
they're thinking it's going to have the kidneys make urine and pass whatever's in her body because they're still thinking that this is a foodborne illness.
Right.
By now, by 8 p.m., her condition is considered to be grave.
Oh, okay.
Not a good thing.
Oh, okay.
So somebody smart is like, why don't we call a kidney expert? He comes and is like, you guys are fucking crazy. This woman is about to die. Take her to the hospital. So they take her to the big Houston hospital, Houston Methodist Hospital, which is what they wanted to do in the first place.
Right.
Because this hospital was so small, it had no dialysis machine.
Of course.
So they take her to the big hospital, but by then it's essentially too late.
Oh, man.
The saddest part of this story is this whole time, whenever she was conscious, which was rarely, she was asking for her husband. Where's my husband?
Oh, God.
I really want to see my husband. There's a horrible,
poor
horrible
woman.
part where because March 19th at 2:30 a.m., she'd been there for a couple days. Her nurse comes in. She's been kind of like comatose and she sits up in bed, spews like a ton of blood, vomits like straight blood everywhere,
Yeah.
and is just crying and asking for her husband. I want my husband to be here. Where's my husband? They're calling him. He's not answering. He doesn't come to the hospital. For some reason, they thought, what's going to save her now is fucking adrenaline into her heart. I don't know if they just want
let's make
Pulp
the
Fiction or what.
the blood pump faster.
She died.
Yes. Jeez.
So that's the end of poor Joan. Poor Joan. What a horrible, painful, like humiliating death for such a refined, reserved woman. Now, this is the part of the story that I think you'll be really interested in because this is like state legal stuff.
Okay.
So Texas state law at the time, because now we've got Joan who is deceased. What is wrong with this woman? Why did she die?
Yeah.
You know, this is not a foodborne illness.
Sure.
So they're like, okay, Texas state law at the time requires an autopsy before they can embalm or bury, which I find strange that that's not practice all across the board. I mean, it might be now. This was the 60s, but so they were like, okay, let's talk to her husband. Hey, just so you know, we're going to need to do an autopsy. And he was like, what I'm going to do is call a local funeral home and just claim her body really quick. And because he had money, the funeral home went and picked her up and took her to the funeral home.
Wow.
Within an hour, they were embalming her body.
Yikes.
So, but they hadn't told anyone.
Of course.
So later that night, the hospital's like pathologist went to the funeral home to carry out the autopsy and was like, she's embalmed?
Yeah.
I can't do an autopsy.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'll do what I can, and like looked over her body, but was like, he's like, the only thing that I can see is that her pancreas is discolored. Maybe she died of pancreatitis. Like, I don't know. It's too late.
At that point, everything's gone already.
Right. So they called Big Daddy, and he was like, what happened to my beautiful, beloved daughter? He's beside himself, of course. And they're like, it's pancreatitis. And he's like, okay. I don't think so. I disagree.
Yeah.
So he is on the warpath. So on the morning of his daughter's funeral, he is at the assistant district attorney's office and is like, this motherfucker killed my daughter.
Okay.
He's like, this has to be a poisoning case.
Yeah.
He's like, don't you think it's poisoning? So he's like round and hose up, like getting the best experts to try to see if at the hospital she had given any like blood or urine samples, which luckily she had. So they were able to order a second autopsy with like those samples. However, the samples revealed no cause of poisoning, which is super weird.
Okay.
So he's still like on this whole thing. He's trying to get her body exhumed because at this time she is in the ground, because he's like, this is not the case. There has to be poisoning. Exhume her. Third autopsy. Autopsy number 3. So he hires this like amazing, he was the chief medical examiner for New York City.
Okay.
This is how like rich and powerful this guy is. He's like, come on down.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, absolutely. So he, and this was Dr. What's his first name? Hello? Dr. Milton Halpern, who was very helpful. Came down, examined her body for 7.5 hours.
Okay.
Took tissue samples. His findings were crazy. They found that she had suffered a massive infection from an undetermined source. So the only thing that they could say was that her cause of death was technically sepsis and probably meningitis.
Okay.
But they were like, this could not have been from natural her getting a cold. This had to come from some outside source. We're just unable to determine what that source was. So they knew it didn't just happen, but they weren't exactly sure why.
Right.
So after his wife dies, what is Mr. Hill up to? He marries his mistress. They divorce less than a year later. And as soon as they married, because he married like really quickly, like within like a couple of months, I think, Big Daddy Oil Baron accused him publicly of poisoning his daughter and petitioned the district attorney. And that's how they were able to kind of get everything like on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in the summer of 1969, they indicted him and began the case. And there's all of this legal rigmarole that I don't understand that you would find very interesting about. There are judges who are getting the case and then retiring. And so it's even longer. It just really seems like they were trying to, that Hill was trying to prolong the case as long as possible to get away. You know what I mean? Because there was all of these like trip ups, all of this red tape.
Yeah.
So they believed that that he had murdered his wife, but that there wasn't enough evidence.
Yeah.
So this was a landmark case in Texas because it would technically be a murder by omission.
Okay.
So it's like, we think that you did it. We can't really, it kind of reminds me of like, what is that? The Alfred plea, where it's like, we have enough evidence to convict you.
Except it's like the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like that, except nothing like that at all.
the opposite. Yeah. Yep.
But it's like, we don't have the evidence, but we have some evidence and we think you did it and go to jail now.
Okay.
So this would have been the first indictment on a charge of murder by omission. So it was like this big, crazy rich people trial. Obviously, it was like insane in the press. It began, finally, the murder trial began on February 15th, 1971. A big, unexpected thing in the case was his mistress, his now ex-wife, was like, well, I think he did it because he tried to kill me too. Not only by crashing our car off of a bridge, which didn't work,
right?
But by injecting me with a syringe.
Yeah.
He didn't get to, but she was like, what was in that syringe?
Yeah. Weird.
Obviously. And she told the court that he had told her that he had killed his wife and had, like, in detail. And she knew about all of these little details, like the pastries. She said that what it was infectious bacteria. He had access as a doctor to all of these infectious strains of bacteria.
I mean,
he
that's
just had,
basically what friggin' Botox is.
Right, exactly.
It's just like injectable
He was like, let me tighten you up a little bit, my love. I'll inject it right into this muffin, then you eat it, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
And then it's fine. So at that point, they were going for the murder by omission. But when she made that testimony, they were like, well, obviously that doesn't fit now. We have to charge him with like murder, like actual murder. So they were like, okay, let's try to mistrial and then do another trial again. That was granted, and his second trial was scheduled for November 1972. So I was like, hell yeah, we're going to see this trial, and he's finally going to get what he deserves. But he got what he deserved in a little bit of a different way.
Okay.
Remember how I said there was a super sexy bonus murder?
Yeah.
This is the bonus murder.
Okay.
A few weeks before the trial, the second trial was set to start. This was September 24th, 1972. Hill was at his mansion, chilling with his third wife, Connie, which Connie, get out of here. Chilling at the mansion. All of a sudden, what's that at the door? Is there somebody at the door? Oh my God, we're being robbed. There's a robbery at the mansion. During a robbery at the mansion, he was shot dead by a masked gunman.
Ooh.
So now he's dead.
Well then.
This was like a big, crazy 3 people were indicted for the murder. This was like a 3-man operation.
Sure.
He said that he had done it for the money and that it was a contract killing and he was supposed to receive $5,000.
Okay.
Who hired him is not clear. I don't know if that's like necessarily
And he never
true.
revealed.
No.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't think I'll tell you because then I don't think I'll get the $5,000. And I'm like, I don't
Fair.
think you're getting it anyway.
Probably not,
because
but you know.
you're probably going to jail.
Right.
But before he could go to jail. So he was like, okay, yeah, I'll go to that trial. I'll go for sure. But he was like, actually, I'm skipping town. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So he skipped town, moved to Longview, Texas, which is pretty far, and was living under an alias. A Texas police officer who had been following the case noticed him and was like, I don't think you're who you say you were. It was like he moved to a small town, which was stupid.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, kind of like, who is this weird new guy? And the policeman was like, huh, I think that you're that guy from that case. They had a confrontation at a cafe because he was like, you need to come down to the police station so I can figure out who you are. Guns were drawn and then he was shot dead.
Oh my God.
The policeman had to shoot him dead.
Wow.
So now the wife is dead, the husband is dead, and the guy who killed the husband is dead. The other 2 were accessories. One of them like drove the car and one of them was like there for backup. So McKittrick, the getaway driver, was given a 10-year jail sentence and she was paroled after 5 years.
Okay.
And they were both women, by the way. So he
Nice.
had his like little like hose
Nice.
with
Diversity.
him. And then Lila Paulus, who was the other one, was just convicted of like accessory. It's not super clear exactly what her involvement was, but she was given a 35-year prison sentence and died in prison in 1986.
Okay.
So this is, everybody's just dying, going to jail. So this was like a crazy, just the fact that like they were so like glittering and famous and lovely, and underneath all of these like beautiful horses and ribbons was like this horrible underbelly of like this dude who was just so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so upset? Like, it's frustrating because he could have had everything he wanted. How many doctors have like a weird hobby or whatever? And he could have spent a couple $1,000s. He could have used some of his doctor money as well and built a very nice music room, played his music, had concerts for his friends, had his wife and kid, had granddaddy oil baron, and been fine. But he was so greedy and so unfeeling that he was just like, I'm gonna inject my wife with infectious bacteria and kill her.
Fucking rich people problems.
Fucking rich people. Isn't that a wild one?
That is pretty wild.
Jeez.
That is pretty wild. Yeah. All right, so for my story that we're totally recording at the same time.
Yeah, for the first time ever.
For the first time ever.
The first time.
Y'all.
For the first time in forever.
They know I put a little disclaimer at the beginning of the episode before
we don't
this.
have to lie.
Yeah, no. I did put a little disclaimer at the beginning of the episode before this because sometimes things happen.
Sometimes Windows updates and it steals your
footage. Well, they didn't know what
footage.
specifically happened, but
sometimes
we
a
have to
ghost
re-record.
in your house steals your footage
But
and you have to re-record. And we're happy to do it.
We are happy to do it. So, for my pick.
What is it? What could it be? I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm going to be covering Ronald Clark O'Brien, or the man who killed Halloween. Because we did miss out on October, so, I wanted to like bring a little spooky back into the end of the year.
You will never hear me complain.
No, it's true. It's true. So Ronald Clark O'Brien lived with his wife, Danene. Yep. That's what it is. And their son and daughter, Timothy and Elizabeth, in Deer Park, Texas, which is like kind of in the Houston area.
Okay.
And O'Brien was an optician at Texas State Optical and a deacon at the Second Baptist Church.
He's the freaking deacon.
The freaking deacon. Reports suggested that the O'Brien family was well known. Like they were pretty active in the community.
Yeah.
They they knew people. Like it's one of those families.
Like through church and everything.
One of
they're
those
doing the bake
families.
sales.
Yeah.
They're doing the Girl Scout cookies. Yeah.
But when Halloween rolled around in 1974, O'Brien decided to take his kids trick-or-treating in Pasadena, Texas, which was only about 15 minutes away. And he went with another neighbor and their two kids.
Smart. See, I wonder if what they were doing is doing the my family's time-honored tradition of driving to a richer neighborhood and trick-or-treating there.
Probably. I think there was more houses.
Yeah.
So they went to Pasadena.
Very common.
And the night started normally enough with the two families going house to house.
Sounds fun.
When the group arrived at a house that didn't answer the door, the kids decided they didn't want to wait around. They were like ringing the doorbell.
They were like, well, next house.
Yeah. The kids were like, we're off to the next house.
Right.
So they went off. But O'Brien stayed at the house to
Their dad?
Their dad tried to get somebody to come to the door, was like ringing the doorbell.
Bro, just go to the next house.
And then he like sort of caught up with the rest of the group. When he did catch up with them, he came not empty-handed. He had gotten 5 pixie sticks from the person in the house, saying that after everybody left, somebody like appeared at the door and just like handed him some candy out of the cracked door, like So he was like, I got this candy for you guys.
Oh my God. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Love you so much.
And they continued the night on. Before everybody sort of split up for the evening, O'Brien handed out 1 pixie stick to each of the neighbor kids and one to each of his kids.
Uh-huh.
And then when they got home, he had one left, and he gave it to another 10-year-old boy that they knew from church.
Okay.
Just gave out these pixie sticks to these kids. Okay, so of course, as you are when you're a kid, you're very excited to get home and eat all of your candy.
Of course. Just gotta
and count it.
through it.
Honestly, I was more excited to count and
To
like see how
sort
much you had.
everything. Yes.
Yeah. So
therapeutic.
they were really excited about that.
Of course.
Got home, wanted to eat some of it before bed. O'Brien said they could choose one thing, and as luck would have it, Timothy decided to have the pixie stick.
No.
Which, if you've ever had a pixie stick, you know is literally just a straw of sugar.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Like colored flavored sugar.
no notes.
It's super good.
So good.
But yeah.
That's how they make kids perform in pageants. Just a little tube of
Just
sugar.
fix it. What was it? Go Juice? Was
Go-Go
that it?
Juice.
Go-Go Juice.
You know, she just got her nursing license.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
So cute.
Move beyond the pageants, girl.
I know. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Well, their mom like stole all their money and shit.
I know. I
Isn't that
know.
horrible?
It is. Yeah.
So I'm like really proud of her.
Yeah,
It was
no.
so weird to see her as an adult.
Yes.
I'm like, what
that's
the
true.
hell?
I know. Well, she grew up on the TV. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
He decided he wanted to have the pixie stick, so
I'm distracting you because I didn't like it last time. The ending made me sad.
well, sorry to say,
Come
it's
up
gonna
with a
be the
new
same
ending.
Upon eating the candy, Timothy had told his father that it tasted bitter, and again, it's flavored sugar, so like it
There's
should
no
not
way.
taste bitter
It's
at
just like
all.
espresso flavored.
Yeah, so O'Brien gave his son
God.
some Kool-Aid to wash it down with, and almost immediately Timothy became sick, saying that his stomach hurt, and he ran to the bathroom where he started vomiting and convulsing. And O'Brien, very surprised by this, calls 911, and Timothy was rushed to the hospital. Unfortunately, Timothy died en route to the hospital after eating the candy. So word gets around very quickly about a kid who ate Halloween candy and died. And of course, this like whips the community into a full-on panic.
I can imagine. Oh
like
my
panic.
God.
You know how fast rumors spread.
All that candy would have been in the garbage immediately.
Yes. Well, and that's exactly what they did. Like a lot of parents took their kids' candy to the police station so that it could be like checked.
Which is pretty smart.
Because they're all like, all the candy has been poisoned.
Right.
Now, in the meantime, the police are starting this investigation in earnest, and they went and talked to O'Brien, obviously, and he points them to this house where he says he got these pixie sticks from. And he was not originally suspected in Timothy's death.
Right. They were like, it's the pixie stick giver.
Right. Until they did an autopsy and discovered that the pixie stick he had eaten had been laced with potassium cyanide. They also, as soon as they found that out...
Oh, bitter almonds, right? Isn't that what it's supposed to taste like?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Once they found out that there was potassium cyanide in the pixie stick, they went to the other two families to like collect the remainder that had been given out. And they got 3 of the remaining 4, but there was one missing. And obviously, like the parents of this child were panicking.
Oh, God.
And when they went to go check in their son's room, they found him asleep with the pixie stick in his hand. He wasn't able to open it. It had been like stapled closed and he couldn't get the staple out. And so he hadn't eaten it and just fallen asleep. And so they were able to get it. Nobody else consumed any of it.
That's so scary.
When they looked at the pixie sticks, they saw that all of them had been previously opened and had the top 2 inches filled with cyanide powder and then restapled shut. This is from the Victoria Advocate. Quote, tests later by a pathologist showed that 4 of the candies contained enough cyanide to kill 2 or 3 people. The pathologist said Timothy consumed enough poison to kill 2 persons.
Oh, my God.
Which is a
It's just a
lot.
little boy.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, these are just kids. So, like, that's a lot of fucking potassium cyanide, though. So O'Brien, up to this point, had been cooperating with police, but he continued to claim that, so he was claiming that he couldn't remember which house the candy came from.
Okay.
But the route that they had taken, it was like kind of a rainy
Right.
gloomy evening
Okay,
for trick-or-treating. So they had only visited like 2 streets
Oh.
before they decided to go home.
Narrow it right down.
Right. So police canvassed the area, and none of the houses that they talked to had given pixie sticks out. Now, eventually, O'Brien remembers which house it was, leads police to the house that he claimed had not answered the door, although it appeared as though, the guy had answered the door even though it looked like somebody wasn't home.
Right.
And the only problem with that is the person who lived there had an alibi for Halloween night. His name was Courtney Melvin, and he was an air traffic controller at the time. Said he was at work until 11 p.m. that evening.
And that's a job that would have record of you.
Oh, yeah.
You
There
know,
was
some jobs it's like, oh, we don't have cameras. Oh, we don't. They have all that shit.
Yeah, and they obviously confirmed this. There were 200 people that confirmed that he had been at work. So they were like, okay, we're pretty sure you did not do that.
Right.
So they start looking into O'Brien a little bit more, and they discover that he was over $100,000 in debt.
Up there it is.
Whoop, there it is.
There it is.
So he was also not able to keep a steady job. He had 21 jobs in the prior 10 years.
Jesus Christ.
And he was suspected of theft in his current role at Texas State Optical.
Just
I know.
make the glasses, sell the glasses.
I know, like, yes, yeah.
Shut
Pay your
up.
debt.
Right.
You can do it.
Like, I'm sure that pays some money.
Yeah, probably.
You know,
like
just-
anyway, like any money, any
Yeah.
wage.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to all of this, the family home had been foreclosed on.
Ooh.
The car was very close to being repossessed.
Ooh.
At the beginning of the year, O'Brien had taken out large life insurance policies on both of his children, equaling $10,000 apiece.
Wow.
He'd even gone back a month before all of this had happened and added an additional $20,000 policy for each of his children.
Fuck this guy.
Just like life insurance for everybody.
Yeah. For my
Even-
2 healthy children.
And when he went back to get additional coverage, the insurance company was like, we are actually advising you this is not necessary.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this. And he like insisted on getting these
Jesus
extra
Christ.
policies.
That's suspicious.
Not at all. Not at all.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Now, all of this happened without the knowledge of his wife.
Oh.
And yeah, isn't that nice?
They were like, how are you doing financially? She's like, so good.
So good, you guys.
Couldn't be
I'm
better.
sure if something was wrong, he would tell me.
Right.
And O'Brien
We took an oath.
and O'Brien called the insurance company about collecting this life insurance after Timothy had died. The final piece of evidence that convinced authorities about O'Brien's guilt was discovering that he had inquired about purchasing cyanide at a chemical store just before Halloween.
Dumb bitch.
He didn't purchase anything at that point, but
Just shopping around.
mainly because they were like, you have to buy 5 pounds minimum
Oh.
of cyanide. It's a small 5-pound bag. And at that point, there was enough sort of circumstantial evidence
Right.
that police were convinced that he had done this.
Yeah.
He did continuously maintain his innocence, but O'Brien was arrested in November 1974. They were unable to uncover exactly like where O'Brien had purchased the cyanide, but because of this earlier inquiry, like him
Right.
trying to find out about how to get it, that was enough.
Yeah.
So he was charged with 1 count of capital murder and 4 counts of attempted murder, all of which he pled not guilty to.
Fucking
Again, from the Victoria Advocate. During the trial, quote, O'Brien's sister-in-law and her husband testified that on the day of Timothy's funeral, O'Brien talked of how he would spend the insurance money. The sister-in-law said he talked of taking a long vacation and other uses of the money, end quote.
Wow.
At his son's
What a
funeral.
piece of shit.
What I'm going to do with us? Life insurance. O'Brien's wife disputed his claim that Timothy chose to eat the pixie stick, and instead she was saying that he had not given Timothy a choice. He was like, you can have a piece of candy as long as the piece of
this
candy
one.
is this pixie stick. Yes. Yeah.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah. His attorney chose to lean on the urban legend people giving out poison Halloween candy
Oh, whatever.
for his defense.
attorney.
You know the old urban legend.
Oh, yeah.
Check your candy for needles
And knives.
and weed.
Yeah.
And
Those they're just
LSD.
giving those expensive edibles away.
yeah. Oh my God.
Like,
So
girl,
true. I know.
I just
know.
they're expensive.
No one would. No one would.
No.
Also,
those are mine.
so, a version of this legend has been around for like
For sure.
ever.
It's that classic like stranger danger.
right, and there has never been any evidence
No.
of a stranger handing out poison candy to just like random kids on Halloween.
It's always like something related to that.
Right, it's like more targeted.
Right.
It's never just like I have this whole bowl of poison Halloween candy
Right.
that I'm just giving out to random kids.
Like the Tylenol murders or whatever. Like that with Halloween is like never happened.
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
completely.
So the trial concluded on June 3rd, 1975, and the jury of 10 men and 2 women found O'Brien guilty after 45 minutes of deliberation. They were like, let's wrap this up and go
That's
home.
not a lot.
It would only take an additional 71 minutes for the jury to sentence him to death by lethal injection.
I think they should have made him eat a pixie stick,
Oh,
to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't think that is...
or I'll hit him with a rock.
Okay. It's definitely does not match law, but that's
I
fine.
didn't say legally. I
Okay.
said what I think they should do.
Now, upon arriving to prison,
I'd be like,
O'Brien...
what, fruit punch or grape?
Oh my
bitch?
gosh.
What flavor?
Upon arriving to prison, O'Brien was completely rejected and shunned by
Yeah.
the other inmates. You know, there's that like code about
Right.
murdering kids and
Absolutely.
you know, assaulting kids and shit. Originally, he was scheduled to be executed on August 8th, 1980, but he
Okay.
managed to get a stay of execution.
What?
A second date was set for May 25th, 1982, but this was also pushed back.
Oh.
The third date was set for October 31st, 1982,
What?
which was the 8th anniversary of Timothy's death.
Oh my God.
And had that gone forward, O'Brien would have been the first person executed by lethal injection in Texas history.
Wow.
But it didn't.
Fuck.
Yeah, he would have been.
That would have been so like poetic.
Yeah, this was again delayed to allow for an appeal.
Lame.
Finally,
nuts.
Finally, on March 28th, 1984, O'Brien was executed by lethal injection.
Yay.
His last meal was a T-bone steak, fries, ketchup, whole kernel corn, sweet peas, lettuce, and tomato salad with egg and French dressing, iced tea, sweetener, saltines, rolls, and a Boston cream pie.
What a boring lunch.
I know, it's very average
very boring.
final meal.
I would have given him a knuckle sandwich.
His final words were, quote, "What is about to transpire in a few moments is wrong.
Oh my God.
However, we as human beings do make mistakes and errors. This execution is one of those wrongs, yet doesn't mean our whole system of justice is wrong. Therefore, I would forgive all who have taken part in any way in my death. Also, to anyone I have offended in any way during my 39 years, I pray and ask your forgiveness, just as I forgive anyone who offended me in any way."
That's big of you.
And I know. And I pray and ask God's forgiveness for all of us respectively as human beings.
Wow.
To my loved ones, I extend my undying love. To those close to me, know in your hearts I love you one and all. God bless you all, and may God's best blessings be always yours. Ronald C. O'Brien. P.S. During my time here, I have been treated well by all TDC personnel. End quote.
What the hell? He's just so magnanimous.
He's like,
just
I
so
forgive
kind.
all of you.
And just in case it makes you guys feel better, I loved all of you. I'm sure the people who are close to you are not worried about how much you love them.
Yeah.
What does your love lead to? Cyanide.
Yeah, right.
Shut up.
Exactly.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay.
hate
So
that guy.
you'll appreciate this then. Outside of the prison, there was quite a scene.
Hey.
From this
Like
is
a
from
tailgate.
the Gainesville Sun, quote, "A crowd of nearly 300, mostly young people, cheered as witnesses emerged from the prison. During the execution, they yelled, 'Trick or treat,' and 'Is he dead yet?'
Yes.
Some sprinkled candy on about 30 opponents of the death penalty who also showed up." It's like a parade.
That's really
Throwing
funny.
candy. Trick or treat! Throwing candy.
And that's kind of harmless.
It is harmless.
At least they didn't all fight.
Just wild. Well, there was 30 to like 300.
Well, right.
So, you know, they
Right.
just threw candy at them.
Yeah.
But yes, that is the story of
That's so sad
Ronald
and
O'Brien.
tragic.
I know.
That poor little boy.
I know.
And like for nothing. Mm-hmm. He didn't do anything wrong.
He just wanted candy.
He just wanted candy.
Bummer. And they got a bummer. Like I do.
God. That one sucked.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Bang. Bust.
All right, Rachel, that has been our show.
Yes.
Our little redo. It's fine. It's fine. Do you have any final thoughts?
No.
Okay, cool.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, I never, like, I'm like you, where I'm like, execution, like, I'm not in favor of the death penalty. But when someone who hurts kids dies, I'm like, yeah.
Okay. I mean, fair.
You know?
Fair. Yes.
It's like the
Yes.
caveman part of my brain.
Yeah.
But I also
get
don't
that.
think it's
I get
wrong.
that. All right. On that note, our sound and editing is by Tiff Fullman. Our music is by Jason Zashevsky, the Enigma.
Woo.
This has been the Bad Taste Crime Podcast. We will see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
On the hillsides along the highway. It was as if a wave of evil washed over this town.